tell you that your business, your profit, or even your loanable interest are influenced by one decision made by the central bank, and that tool is known as monetary policy. Today we will explore what it is about, why it is implemented, and how it impacts on the business. So let's go and check it out all together.
So you guys may wonder what monetary policy is. Actually, monetary policy is the process by which a country's central bank like the Federal Reserve or the National Bank of Cambodia, in order to control the money supply and interest rate to influence the economy. And the main goals are to promote economic growth, keep inflation low, and maintain employment.
There are two main types of monetary policy, such as expansionary and contractionary. For the expansionary monetary policy is used when the economic slowdown or when there is recession. The central bank tries to lower the interest rate or increase the money supply in order to make the borrowing cheaper. While the contractionary policy, on the other hand, is used when the inflation is too high. In this case, the central bank tries to increase the interest rate or lower the money supply. So in short, the monetary policy is like the steering wheel for the economy. It's just to spending things up when the growth is weak and spending things down when the inflation gets too high.
So how does monetary policy affect businesses? Like my friend have mentioned, there are two types of monetary policy. The first one is expansionary policy, the second one is contractionary policy. So for the expansionary policy, it affects business by encouraging businesses to invest more in their operation, hire more workers. Thus, it also increased the consumer spending, leading to high demand for products and goods and services. As a result, the employment rate and the economic growth rises. Vice versa, the contractionary policy is the opposite of expansionary policy, whereas borrowing started to become more expensive, leading businesses to cut down their investment into the operation, hire less workers, leading to lower employment rate. So consumers started to spend less. As a result, the inflation rate dropped and the economy slowed down. Overall, monetary policy is how a business spend or invest in their operation depending on the central bank whether they want to lower or boost the economy.
This policy was also implemented in Japan back in 1990s and 2016. So in 1990, Japan faced a long-term economic downturn due to the asset bubble burst, and that resulted in stagnation and deflation. Therefore, during that time, Japanese government lowered interest rate to near zero in order to increase the borrowing and the demand from the customer to encourage them to borrow more money from the bank. However, these was not working very well at all. That's why in 2016, this happened again. So the Japanese government decreased the interest rate to below zero, or known as negative interest rate policy. This to encourage the people to borrow more from the bank. So at the end of the day, this result increasing the demand as well as to lower the unemployment. However, this was not fully solving the Japanese economy at all because of the aging population. However, this also showed that the monetary policy implemented in Japan also increased the demand, especially to increase the employment rate in Japan as well.
In conclusion, monetary policy is used by the country's central banks to manage the economy by adjusting interest rate and money supplies. Its main objective is to support economic growth, control inflation, and maintain employment. As I mentioned above, there are two types, which are expansionary policy that is used during economy slowdown to stimulate growth by lowering interest rate and increasing money supplies. And for contractionary policy, it is used to combat a high inflation by making borrowing more expensive. For instance, Japan's central bank has used an extreme expansionary policy such as a negative and near zero interest rate, and also a massive asset purchase to help their failing economy and following by the financial crisis in the 1990s. Even though this move has controlled has decreased unemployment and increased export, but the full impact has limited by a additional contractual problem such as an aging population. Overall, monetary policy is used as a guiding of the economy by to either slowing down or faster the growth depending on the current situation. This is the end of our video. Thank you for watching.